just like we talked about properties of exponents, and we had a video on that, this video will talk about properties of logarithms, ways that you can rearrange logarithms in order to make equations easier to solve. So there's a product property for logarithms where, let's say I have log with some base of x times y. It turns out you can actually rewrite this as instead log base b of x plus log base b of y. So you can write it as a sum of two logarithms of the first thing times the second thing. So if I had, then my next thing is quotient rule, where I have log base b of x over y. Here, just like with exponents, right, division, you use subtraction. Same thing with logarithms. This would be log base b of x minus log base b of y. For a power rule, this one's a little different. If I have log base b of x to the n, then what I can actually do, and this is pretty cool, is I can just take this exponent power and just put it out front of the log. So I can just do n times log base b of x, which can be pretty convenient. So now let's look at some examples of where these properties can be useful. So let's say I am given that log base 2, or sorry, not base 2, log of 2 is equal to 0.301. And let's say I give you that log 3 is about 0.477. And then I ask you, what is log 48? And remember, when we don't write a number for the base, it is implied to be 10. So I'm doing log base 10 of 48. And that's going to be hard to do without a calculator. So how can I do this? Well, I can rewrite 48, right? I can factor it. I can write it as log of 2 to the 4th times 3. And this just comes from factoring 48. So then I can say, okay, well, I can use my product rule first because now I have a product in here. So I can write log of 2 to the 4 plus log of 3. This, I can then use my power rule to bring the 4 out front. So I have 4 times log of 2 plus log of 3. Once I have this, now I can use the given information because I got it into terms of log 2 and log 3. So 4 times 0.301 plus 0.477, and I should get about 1.681. Okay? Let's look at another one. Let's say I want to do log, and this one I don't want a number. I just want to combine these. How can I combine this and kind of simplify this? So let's say I have log base 7 of 3 plus log 2 times log base 7 of 5. Well, I can look at this, and I want to get this into one nice log. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first bring this 2 from the front into the logarithm as a power. So I'll write this as log base 7 of 3 plus log base 7 of 5 squared. Then I say, oh, well, now I have this sum of two logs, which I can write as a power, as a product. So I have now log base 7 of 3 times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 3 is 75. And I've rewritten this as log base 7 of 75. Okay. Let's do one more. Get rid of these. Let's say this time I want to solve this equation. Let's say I have 7 to the x equals 83. And I want to solve this equation. Well, how am I going to do that? Not really sure. What we can do is, let's start off. I know I can take the log of both sides, right? So I'm going to write log 7 to the x equals log 83. Okay. Now, I know that what I was saying in the last video is if you do a log base of the same thing as the number, it goes away. So the easiest way to solve this is do log base 7 of both sides, and it just solves it, right? Then you're just left with x equals whatever log base 7 of 83 is. But the problem is we haven't talked about how to change bases yet and how to do anything really aside from log base 10, because that's what your calculator can do. So for now, we're just going to work with log base 10, and then in the next video, you will actually see how to switch and how to actually calculate logs with other bases. So I have log this setup now. Remember, this is base is 10. And what I can do, the cool thing about this is because x is in the exponent, I can just bring the x out front. And then I have x log 7 equals log 83. And now I can divide both sides by log 7, and I have x equals log 83 divided by log 7. And now I can put this in my calculator, right? Because I have a log button on my calculator. So I use log 83, enter, divided by log 7. And this should give you about 2.27. Okay? So as you can see, properties of logarithms, you can do a couple different things with them, right? If you're given something like this, like the left side on the product rule and the quotient rule and the power rule, you can expand it out by using the property. Or if you're given something with multiple parts, then you can actually compress it into one. And you can also exploit the properties of logarithms in the way we did in example 3, where if you have an awkward, x in the power and you don't know how to do log base 7 yet, then you can just bring it out front and then just do normal algebra to solve it. So in the next video, we'll be talking about maybe proving some properties of logarithms and also how to change bases.